Black Compass Media, back live with another one. Shout out to the people that's out there right now. They're going to hear this. It's a special feature today. Tone Bro checking in. We're going to be talking about Apex 2 on Premier Battles. Card just took place. Big UK card, big situation and everything like that. I'm joined here with my homeboy, my bro from across the pond, Tom of Battle Rap Resume. What's going on, bro?
Tone, everyone here, it's such a privilege to come on this show. You know I'm a huge fan. I've been down since the days when you did that weird face-off bracket where you were like, would Grey Hoodie looks beat Ryder?
Don't bring up cringy moments. Don't it?
I've been there, but no, it's good to be here, and this is really the only event, quote unquote, that the UK have had this year. Obviously, everything has changed, but you US guys, you've low-key been spoiled in a way. Like, started off with those weird picture-on-picture battles with Smack in the commentator's box down below, like Cortez at his trap top or whatever, and then you've had all your small rooms and your volumes and your MGM backlots or whatever it was the other day, But this is all we've had. We've just had this one room, Apex 2. It was a 2-day event to kind of, christen the end of the year. Unfortunately, got parlayed into one. And it was pretty fantastic set of battles and really excited to talk about it.
Okay, no doubt. I mean, we've been able to navigate around the COVID, malaise because some states are looser with the regulations than others. Mm-hmm. So, where I would guess, at least in the UK or in England, it's more uniform. You know what I mean? Like, people can't just run off and they can't just do whatever in London and then over in Broomy they do whatever. Like, you can't just do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. So, yeah, we have been spoiled in a sense, man. We have.
I mean, in a sense, I'm not trying to downplay what's gone down over there, but yeah. In battle rap terms, and but yeah, you're right. We're more in what's called a tiered system over here. They just introduced tier 4 yesterday, which has constricted a lot of the southeast and stuff like that. So yeah, it has been difficult to do it. And to be frank, even without a pandemic, the infrastructure in UK battle rap is sparse compared to what you have. There isn't the big machine behind it, so it is harder to get these events going. Don't Flop, for example, I think I've not seen any footage, but I know that they've been doing a few sort of social distance tryouts and stuff like this. Right. But yeah, it has been difficult, and it's a shame really, because I'm pretty sure the last time we spoke, in fact, I think there was a time after that we did Barcelona with France, where he just annihilated that guy. Yeah. But a classic episode. Check that back out with the whole Clicking team. But and then when it came on last year, and it was Shotty's return versus John, the All-Star game. And that was terrific. But yeah, as I say, it's been a long road out, and I thought these battles were really good. And I just want to say props to you as well. You got this big US platform, and the fact that you still shine a bit of light on us over here. Appreciate it, I suppose. Because we're still growing. We're as much as we like it or not, we are in the US's shadow in a lot of ways. It's good to grow.
Nah, yeah, I mean, listen, man, it's like battle rap is, like hip hop international, you know what I'm saying? So, like I always say, in order to be a battle rap fan, all it requires really is empathy. Can you put yourself in other person's shoes to be able to receive the message they're trying to get across? If you could do that, you'd be fine as long as you understand the language. Shout out to Flip Top. I know they go crazy over there, but I don't understand. What is it? What language is over there? What are they doing? Thai?
Filipino, yeah. It's Tagalog, isn't it? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. So shout out to them in the Philippines. Like, if I spoke that, I'm pretty sure I'll be covering that as well. But yeah, man. I think it's important, man. And then the UK does mean a lot in terms of hip hop. I tell you this all the time. For a long time in this country, man, people were not playing rap at all on radio. And so, your LL Cool J's and Public Enemies and all them, they toured over in the UK before, mainstream America was ready to accept that over here. You know what I'm saying? So you got the old footage, the old Tim Westwood grainy videos of him like, you know what I mean? So LL, I see you never take off your hat. What is that about? Like, you know what I mean? Asking that shit and before anybody even knew what time it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, it's like you got to pay it forward, man. So that's really what it is. And I just want to say before everything, man, make sure y'all subscribe. Hit us up at The Black Compass, DA Black Compass. Hit my man Tom up too as well on Battle Rap Resume. Great interviews, great content as well, and things like that. So, you know, so that's always important to us as well. And I just say this too: if you're not familiar with the scene, not familiar with UK battle rap and things like that, and whatever preconceived notions you might have about it, you know what I'm saying? All of that aside, I think, you know, it should be an eye-opener for a lot of people because even like, and just to be blunt, there's a lot of people who don't even know we got black battlers out in the UK because what's presented to us is you know, it's an extension almost of KOTD, but just on the UK side, which...
Now, Tone, let me throw a question at you out of interest, because I'm biased in this way.
Let's do it.
What do you personally prefer in terms of quality, in terms of battlers, cumulatively, King of the Dot or the UK? Let's say Canada or the UK.
King of the Dot or UK? KOTD still has.
I know you're a Pat Stay guy. I know you're a Pat Stay.
Yeah, like, hey, yo, don't do that. I mean, Pat Stay, you know, Pat Stay is on my shit list right now. Do not do that. I don't know what Pat was doing. I shout to Pat wherever you at, bro. But you was bugging. But but no, I like KOTD. See, old KOTD, there was a lot more distinction between that and URL and RBE. Now there's a bit less. So you know. Like, it's hard to really compare because to me now it's like it's kind of it's all sort of nebulous, you know what I mean? Like it's all kind of the same shit. So I don't really know. There used to be like when Kid Twist and Dumbfounded and all those guys, the early guys are there, very, very different. You know what I'm saying? Not even really American, more Canadian than anything. You know what I'm saying? But you still had your
Nameless and Pesci and Bender. You're right. There was more of an identity, yeah.
Yeah, you still had certain people over there like that. So, I mean, so that's cool. But I don't know. I like the emerging UK scene. We just listened to Rivers as well. You know, I like that gritty sort of environment more so. You know what I'm saying? And I told you this before. I like the separation. I want it to sound like the UK. Like if I'm tuning in, tuning in to UK battle rap, I want to hear y'all talk y'all shit. I know y'all do wild shit out there too. I know that they about their business too. So I want to hear y'all talk it y'all way. You know what I mean? I don't need y'all to be an extension of what America's doing. Shout out to man Jamal too, South London in the building. Salute to you, bro. And everybody out there as well. So that was my biggest contention. And that's the thing with hip hop in general. Like I hate when an artist comes out from fucking Minnesota and they sound like Atlanta. It's like, how? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that to me bothers me. Have your own shit. Like, talk about where you from. You know what I mean?
Is music not ultimately an imaginative artistic pursuit though? Can't people don different guises? Does someone from Milwaukee have to sound like a Bucks fan? Like, or
well, I get what you're saying, but it eventually, yeah, I think so because you know. We could tell when it's authentic and when it's not, you know what I'm saying? And then especially in this era where we got to know, like, was you really outside? Was you really one of those guys? Was you really, you know what I mean? Like, eventually it comes out in the style. It's like, no, you're not really from there. It's only so much you could say when you really not from a region, but you took on the identity of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not authentic. So that's what I think personally holds a lot of battle rap back that's not based in the States. You know what I mean? Is that it just becomes an extension of what they hear in the States and then they sort of spit that back out. Nah, tell us your story. Tell us what it's like walking out, you know what I mean, South London at night. Tell us about it. You know what I mean? Like, tell us about the hooliganism and the, you know what I'm saying? Like Arsenal lost, so we riot. To give me that type of shit. Like you know what I
mean? We touched on this before. That doesn't really happen anymore.
It doesn't happen. Well, see, but lie to me, Tom. Lie to me. You know what I mean? Lie. I don't know.
Like, is it like Canada and stuff? Like when they win, they just trash the whole fucking city. Like I've never really understood that.
Nah, college basketball is the same way, bro. Like especially when I was in school, it happens a little bit less often now. But when I was in school, like you had like your big Division I, you know, championships and shit, and they would win. And if they won, they would burn shit, and if they lost, they would burn shit. I'm like, yo, what? Like, like so, that was definitely a thing, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, yo, shout out to Jamal too. He said, yo, salute to y'all for shedding light on the UK scene. You know, we got a big market that's not being explored yet. I agree. Totally a big market. A lot of great hip hop fans, a lot of loyalty as well too. And it's just, and it's like, you know, we gotta tap into that. We gotta shed light on the scene. So that's really what it is, man. My man said, now I got him arguing about the soccer teams and shit.
Tom, no, Steve, I mentioned Millwall, yeah.
Who do you root for, Tom? Because we gotta know this, because, you know.
Man, you know, I'm not, honestly, I'm the worst type of football soccer fan. I'm culturally interested, as in I like the history, I like to know the scores. I'm interested in the players. I cannot for the life of me sit for 90 minutes and watch a game. I just can't do it. It just bores the life out of me. But, you know, I'm probably revealing my colours here. I really enjoy going to art galleries, and I'm sure most football fans couldn't give a fuck about that. You know what I mean? It's that sort of like, I'm going to be honest, I'm being real right now, like in the same way someone from fucking Utah can't prop on some, like, you know, some Crip stuff. So, I mean, talking to shedding light, why don't we get into the event?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
What did you think of the surroundings, the presentation first?
I thought to me, it really had this like, see, I like that we're being real in this era. Like, we know the conditions that we're under, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they gave you a little staging area. They had the rappers there. I would have liked the rappers maybe behind them, or a little crowd behind them to sort of give it that like feel, you know what I'm saying? But I thought they did pretty well with like not doing too much. Good lighting. They got an angle for the battler that's talking, then they got the angle for both of them. Nice zoom ins, cutaways. It was good. It was produced really well. The cutaways to Shotty talking, I think, were dope. I actually like that he does that. You know, talking about the battles, really giving game on the nuances of battle rap in between. So if you're a new fan, you can look at that and be like, well, you know, he's giving us a whole breakdown of certain angles, or, you know, just certain things that a battler goes through while they on stage. So I thought that was very good. And even the cut-ins to the judges, because I know people were judging overseas and things like that and sending stuff across. Very good. Everyone had a pretty good connection, and everyone looked really good given the breakdowns and stuff. Some of them were a little bit long-winded, but yeah, hey, that's okay. If it's judged, I don't mind that.
Look, we're in the post-Swayze era on King of the Dot. We know about long-winded, you know?
Yeah, but I was like,
we're in the post-Method Man era. We know about short-winded as well. So it's like, give us an in-between, like.
You know, I think it was a funny moment, man, when I was doing the Ultimate Madness joint.
Oh, that was incredible to see you and fucking Cheese Wagstaff on the same screen. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yo, it's funny. I called him Cheese too. Like,
you got to
chill out, Cheese. But no, when you get to the breakdowns and stuff, and it's important for the MCs, is like, yo, like, what was Son really saying? Like, what was the breakdowns and stuff like that? And when you don't give that, then people are like, well, why the hell you got so-and-so in? Especially when it's a close battle. So I do think that's warranted. Everybody has their own style that they do this stuff. I just so happen to have like a news anchor type NPR voice, so it works well for me. Mm-hmm. But you know, I don't mind the bar breakdowns, man. Get to it. Like, that's just why people write raps, for you to recite them, for you to know them. So especially any battler getting mad at that, like, yo, bruh, you just wrote this. I know it took you like maybe a couple weeks to write this. Let us break it down. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So
yeah.
What'd you think about the setting, the lighting, the way that it kind of looked?
I really liked it. Yeah. The sort of Spartan, you had the lightsabers in the back, kind of the brick wall, the crowd kind of surrounding around, but it was just kind of the battlers kind of going at it, as it were. And but I thought the space worked, definitely. I personally haven't really watched what you're talking about, the Shy and the judges and stuff like that, because they did put it together as a whole package, which is very cool. Yeah. So it was kind of like, I think when the pay-per-view dropped at 7 p.m. on the Saturday, we're recording this about a week later, it was kind of streamed as a whole thing, and there'd be the interludes, like you say, and stuff like that. Right. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I am just a fan, and I think just, you know, people like us don't have watched so many hours of battle rap. We're just conditioned to see this ring of humanity around them, and to see the reactions and look out for the little things and whatever. And it does feel like you're slightly robbed in a way, but still, you know, precautions, and they were very safe for that, and it was very good.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the first battle was Bizzo versus Sam Hypes, and from what I gather, you really gelled with Sam Hypes, right?
I like Sam Hypes a lot. I liked his style. I thought he was dope. I like the like if you're gonna do the multi-syllabics and all that, you gotta be crisp with it. Like Sam to me was dope. I thought he was fluid. But the issue is that it does get a little bit monotonous. So I didn't think that he ever turned up necessarily in the battle, but I can't say he ever had a drop off in my opinion. First 2 rounds I for sure have him winning. In my Bizzo talked to his soul in the third though, in my opinion. Like he went crazy. Like his third round to me, he kicked up more than Sam did in all 3 of his. But he ended up losing the battle 2-1 because he waited to the third to do that. What'd you think about it, bro?
I think that's a fair assessment. Yeah, I did think Sam won as well. I think Sam was a little more gathered, a little more collective. Bizzo's very technical. Bizzo has kind of an endless assault of bars, but the writings, he can write really well. In this one, not so much. I found it a little bland. He's been battling for a long time. It was him being in this tournament and he was in the academy, but him kind of getting to a certain level and battling at these stages. It's kind of like when like Holmesy the God came through. You know what I mean? It was a guy who'd been around a long time, sort of thing. And okay, the stories are a little different because obviously Holmesy won and stuff like that. But didn't mind Bizzo. I did just prefer Sam with the attack. But you are right. It was a little bit A versus B. I needed a C in there somewhere. It was kind of on the level a little too much. I kind of zoned out at certain parts. It was 3 clean rounds though, and in today's era, that's a proper plus.
Right. Now it's high. Like, okay, so style comparison, I like style comparisons. I think like again that multi style is dope. Sam to me has the potential to be as good as not when he's freestyling. I'm not doing the freestyle part of it. I'm doing like the actual rapping part of it. I think that he actually has a chance to be as good as like a A-Ward, to where everything.
Holy shit! I mean, that's an accolade.
It's right big there. Big praise. Because I don't think
Aaron Kimsey.
But I think that he has there's another gear in there somewhere that he's just not tapping into. Like it's fluid throughout, but it's just he's missing those, like, what I mean, maybe a couple of those hitters. It's like, imagine Ward's style without the big bam, like, because he does drop a bomb every like 4 to 8, bars or whatever, right? Not including the freestyles again, so don't kill me on that. But right. Just the way he's fluid in and out of topics, pretty good breakdowns, and bar wise, I'm not mad at him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's all front door stuff. He's good. He's a good rapper in my opinion. So I think that could carry him over. Bonds, man, I just wish Bonds would have gave us 3 rounds like he did that third, bro. If he did that, he would have. It might have got bad for Sam.
Yeah, there was. It was. Again, I want to point people towards Bizzo versus Sleepy G. That's a very, very good battle from him from quite a few years ago, and there was still some good work in here. And I like the effort that Bizzo put in, and very decent projection. But he nothing dazzled per se. But the fact that you compare him to A-Ward, I mean, again, not something I would have considered myself. But hey, God, it's great all the time, and maybe Sam Hypes can be in the future. So I thought, Sam delivered. And I what I love in battle rap? When rounds end and the battler just wants to say something to their opponent, but they can't be bothered for it to rhyme. So I think it's the second or third where Bizzo just says to him, "Bloody hell, you're ugly."
Bloody
It doesn't rhyme. You're fucking ugly. Time. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Like that's the essence, like.
Yeah. That's a fact. That was funny. No, give me a little bit of a and because I want this to be a little educational too for people that's not familiar. And myself, I will claim ignorance on the history of both of these brothers as well. So Bonds, where you said he was in a different situation before this. Like where did he kind of come out of? Like how long has he been out and shit?
God, he's been battling a long time. I think his tryout was like 2013, 2012. He used to be Bizzo, then he became Bizzo Bond. Just getting up the verse tracker now. Yeah, his first battle is 2012. He's got 24 battles. So, you know, he's been around. It's like I remember years ago when Drugs was on Angry Fan Media, and I just heard of Drugs because of the Tay-Rock scuffle or whatever it was.
Right.
And he was just getting into the scene. And Caps was like, holy fuck, Drugs has like 40 battles on Verse Tracker. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like certain battlers just put in that work. So, yeah, he battled Heretic as well. He's from Preston. I don't really know Sam Hypes' history, to be honest with you, because he's a bit newer to the local scene. But, you know, both dudes represented. Like, it was entertaining.
Yeah, it was definitely entertaining.
I think it was a good battle. Like, so I can't distract from that. So I guess the next one we should look to, Tone, was Slester versus Jester.
And I was prepared, man. I was prepared for like a, you know what I mean, like a dope situation. I'm like, all right, that was a warm up. All right, we good. Because once you get into the second battle of the card, it's like, all right, you know what I mean. My blunt is lit. I'm sitting down. You know, let's get to it. And Slester's delivery, bro. I couldn't do it, but I thought he to me he beat Jester Black. Like Jester was worse. They both to me were bad, and Jester just happened to be worse. Is that like it? I want to keep it real with the UK too. I got to keep it real. I have to keep it real with everybody. Like,
yeah, it's interesting you say. I didn't see it. I thought it was a clean win for Slester. I thought Slester outmaneuvered him on all fronts. But it's interesting you say about kind of the delivery or whatever. Do you reckon it's just a kind of intercontinental kind of to your ears kind of thing? It just sounds kind of weird.
With Slester?
With Slester, yeah.
He's not choppy to you? He's not choppy?
No, I thought he was quite sharp. I thought, admittedly, I've only watched about once, but I didn't find him choppy. No, I found him very precise, actually, quite polished.
Man, maybe I gotta go. Maybe I gotta go back. I think he beat Jester, who again, I mean, what the hell, right? Like that.
He screwed the pooch.
That was not good, man.
You don't math off of your round. Second, he didn't get any bars out, and this was the final of the third Academy. So I should say, for people who aren't aware, Premier Battles have their own kind of Ultimate Madness tournament where, it's kind of a knockout sort of thing, and the champ goes on to better things. So the first time, the final was Major Concerns versus LSD, and LSD won. And then we had Visual versus Milky, both great battlers. And now this is the third year. Obviously, it's not been quite as fated as the previous two because it's been in kind of more hermetically sealed conditions. So these two guys were new to me, and I don't know. I said this on the other I did another recap with London Jen, check that on the BRR channel, and I just found Jester's kind of pre-association kind of style a little underwhelming. And I think Slester, at least Slester attacked, whereas Jester kind of danced around him. I don't think he really got off any haymakers.
Yeah, I just don't. Like he has to, something has to change. But when you, and then, and it's another thing about like kind of messing up. When you mess up, you gotta leave that shit in the past, right? Like it's like shooting jump shots, man, or you're in a game. It's like you mess up, you gotta keep going, you gotta keep working. You can't just give up on the joint. And visibly, it kind of looked like he said, you know what I mean? To me,
yeah. No, he did. He sort of, he just kind of abandoned ship, and it was, it's a disappointment. And, again, I know he traveled quite far, but it's interesting what Slester was saying about how much Premier Battles had invested in him and coached in him and, really saw a bright future in him. And for him just to turn around and just kind of just not give you a second and ultimately give you a third and a first that were just kind of like, meh, okay. This is the final of the Academy, and the Academy finals have been tight battles. I think, especially Major Concerns versus LSD, which opened the first All-Star game. You may remember that card. It's where Soul battled Ilmac, Loso battled Dialect, where Mike P came over and Kojay no-showed him despite living 2 minutes down the road. And Mike P...
Hold on, bro.
Yeah. Mike came all the way from... Where's he based? NY? Or...
Yeah. Long Island, stand up. That's
Long Island, Word Staten, Shaolin. And it was just
Well, that's Tom. Hold on, Tom. I gotta get my because I need some UK geography, and you gotta get this American geography. Staten Island, very far away from Long Island. Long Island.
Oh, sorry. I just said Island, and
like New York, New York State kind of looks like a gun. And then that extended clip area, that's Long Island. Now Brooklyn and Queens are both on Long Island, but like the actual Long Island, the city, the place, with the Hamptons and Fire Island and shit, that's Long Island. Now Staten Island is between Jersey and Brooklyn. Now Staten Island was built in a garbage dump too, so you should also know that.
Okay. It's like when I learned that Washington State and Washington DC are thousands of miles away from each other. It's like okay,
yeah. For no reason apparently, but anyway.
All right.
Now but you said he lives 2 minutes. So where would?
So basically, he lived in the Greater Manchester area.
Okay.
So he probably lived no longer than a 30-minute Uber away. It's still not clear what happened. Again, I don't know. And Kojay has since been welcomed back into the fold, but to no-show Mike P, nasty. Come on,
nasty,
That is just it's like when Don't Flop's 7th birthday, we were there and they did these pre-battles on the Friday before the big battles on the Saturday and Sunday, and all the guys that came over on their planes and they were slightly jet lagged, and Chiller was there and Jonai was there and Danger Zone was there, Hoffa was there as well. I've got loads of great interviews with them that have never came out. There's a great interview of me and Math Hoffa laughing about Chiller's slippers. I don't know if you remember, Chiller Jones was doing slippers in part of his merchandise. And we were he was ragging on them, and I was just kind of feeding him lines and stuff like that. But anyway, what I wanted to say was Slave Sever was there, and Slave Sever was supposed to battle Gemini, and Gemini had some sort of issue as well. I think obviously it was legit. I'm not trying to put Gem into it or anything, but it's the same idea where someone travels, 8 hours on a crammed Virgin Atlantic flight or whatever, and Slave looked sad, man. He had that forlorn look on his face, and I just felt bad for the dude.
Oh man.
So back to back to Slester and Jess Rad. I mean, it's Slester's got seemingly quite a bright future ahead of him. In the new year, Premier Battles are doing what's called Anarchy. So it's kind of like a knockout tournament, and there's kind of top tiers and mid tiers, and I think it's like a $2,000 prize or whatever. So they're really putting their money where their mouth is.
Okay.
And Slester's got entry to that tournament by virtue of winning it. So yeah.
Okay, so there's going to be a bracket that comes out for this, presumably, right? So
yes. I think it's still because basically I don't think a winner was supposed to go into the tournament, but Raptor basically dropped out, so he took his spot because he did win. So yeah, PB will kind of follow them on all the socials. They'll get that out to you, but that's another thing to look forward to.
Okay, dope. No, we don't. I like tournaments, so yeah. I like this tournament era. I do. It does separate people.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And it cuts through the politics. That's the best. You know what? That is the best thing.
I mean,
wait, hold on.
Unless Disaster bullies his way to the top, then it doesn't do any. Oh, we're scared of him. It's just like Jesus.
Shit.
Christ,
yeah.
That should have won. I don't. That was just an absolute abomination of a decision. But c'est la vie.
Right. All right. So next joint was iKid versus Deviant.
Yes. iKid versus, which touched on what you mentioned before in the intro about ideas of verisimilitude, likeness to reality. Because Deviant would say 95% of these rappers haven't touched a gun, But most people, Tone, I don't know if you noticed this, are kind of harping on Deviant's Third, which was essentially a TED Talk. It wasn't really around.
It wasn't
more
around.
Kind of a spoken word exhibition.
What was that though? What was that?
It's kind of Black Lives Matter idea. It was very noble intentions.
Yeah,
but it wasn't really kind of going at any opponent. And iKid wasn't at his best, but iKid, he was scrappy here, but he has a great charisma. He pulled off some good punches. Deviant's name is Jazz. Only time you hear Jazz going up is elevator music.
Oh,
he had a few sort of sucker punches out of the fog. But yeah, again, this was an okay battle. Neither were at their best, but and there was kind of choke riddled in parts. But what did you think, Tone?
I mean, I ended up because I thought that initially I actually liked Deviance. I liked his first round too, and I kind of thought, I ended up giving him that. And iKid I gave 2 and 3. I just don't like when if you're gonna go into the Black Lives Matter territory or just even the civil rights type. I like that because that's what I want to hear. Sometimes because I think there's things to be said about the state of the world. So whatever your cause is, that's cool. Go pursue that. But it gotta be dope at the end of the day. It has to be. Like it wasn't like it was cool to hear that. Like I was like, all right, if he's in the Discord saying that, is dope. But not on stage rapping, and it's just like it wasn't it to me. It was cool, like
no.
So I ended up giving iKid 2 and 3. I mean, I get what he was trying to do, but it just when you got guys like Oops that do that masterfully, you got B Dot, you got a couple guys out here that talk that consciousnness and is just great. Excel when he's on his A game, like so. There's still other people that talk that, right? So. You have to be dope with it. It's not enough to just say it. It's not groundbreaking to say what he was saying. Like you feel what I'm saying? No. So you have to go in. So maybe it's different with that crowd. How does the UK crowd handle race angles in general, or just the situations, or is it the fact that you're in the UK, you see that as just an American problem, that type of thing? Like
no,
what do you think, bro?
No. Definitely not. I mean, I think it's received with the kind of wisdom that this is battle rap. Ultimately, this is a jovial atmosphere. This isn't a TED talk. This isn't a kind of a plinth. Obviously, those things come into it, but I think ultimately we're gearing towards, to land a punch, or for something to have some sort of comedic effect, some sort of arch, maybe satirical vibe to it. So yeah, no, we certainly don't see it as kind of an American thing here. And I think with Deviant, it's just he's been battling quite a while now, mostly on Probably Battles, and he has a clarity, he has a clearness of expression. But there just aren't the punches there, Tone. Like ultimately, it's kind of, I was kind of drumming my fingers throughout his rounds. Whereas with iKid's had some really good performances, like versus Uno, etc. The major battle got touched on as well, and it just kind of that stuff is a little more electrifying, I think, than what Deviant was bringing to the mix. Deviant's very much like, you were offensive to this girl. You didn't do anything, dickhead. And it's just like, well, if we're not going to get a little bit of word association, summit.
Give me something, a simile.
Yeah, it's like it's just an argument right now. Like we're not. Yeah, we need some.
Unless you're just gonna talk down on them and stuff like that. But I mean, I guess that goes back to the whole because sometimes people get it mixed up here, right? You hear American, fans of battle rap say, "Oh, he was talking to him," right? Like there's an art to that though. Right. And, we just did an interview with Goods and everything that's going to be dropping soon. But, we had Black Compass Underground coming soon. But, it's kind of talking about that, like how to effectively talk down on somebody without either coming off too preachy or like you're too, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to be able to kind of do that, like, or mix that or combine that into the talk, right? Like it's not enough just to be saying whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? It kind of has to be packaged a certain way. So maybe it just didn't work on iKid, but I don't know, I didn't think that was super effective. So
no,
especially 1-1 going into the third, to me, it's a waste.
Yeah. It was a sacrificial round, wasn't it? And like, you always see them in battle rap, don't you? The third, they just give away their third because they want to make a point about something or other. Like, and some of them are like legendary rounds that kind of elevate themselves above the context, but a lot of the time they just drop beneath the water because someone's got a point to make. And it ain't about their opponent. And it's kind of like, you could have just done this on a bloody blog on your YouTube channel. You could have monetized this shit, But they made the decision to go there. I mean, in terms of iKid, still some good stuff here. Your opponents never seem to die like a Rothschild, which I thought was absolutely fire. And we got a reference to Forrest Whitaker. Which, I mean, we always get bars about his eye and that sort of stuff. Now, there's a bar I want to bring up. Because I do this series, I used to do this series on BRR, I haven't done it for a while, called Most Disliked Battles, where I'd go through leagues, and there's a great website, it's called like Sort by Dislikes or something. You put a YouTube channel in, and it gives you like the top 10 most disliked videos on the page, basically. So you can find kind of quote unquote the worst of a channel. So I've done one on King of the Dot, I've done one on Grind Time, I've done one on Don't Flop, and it's just me, people go check them out. They're about half an hour long, and I'll just sort of give my thoughts on how terrible these battles are. I did a URL one, and it was an hour long, and it got flagged, unfortunately. Because I spent 20 minutes on Murder Mook versus Solomon. I'm trying to think what else was on there. There was a few of those. Remember those old school black and white rooftop battles?
Oh my God!
It was like
Super Rider versus Born is.
Yeah, it wasn't that one, but
what?
I think it might. I think Anubis did one up there. Maybe I can't quite remember.
Yeah,
but I'm trying to think what else is on there. In fact, let me try and find one of those battles. But just as I'm doing that, so yeah, basically the. What I was trying to say, there's Suge versus Holly Hood on there as well.
Lord.
So on those battles that I discussed, there was one with Kid Clutch. Is that his name? Kid Clutch, right?
The Kid Clutch, yeah.
And it was
West
one
Coast.
of these sort of traffic pre-cards or whatever.
Yeah, West Coast, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Heavily reachy bar. A bar that I always like. If ever I watch a Forrest Whitaker performance, I've been recently going back through The Shield. You ever watch The Shield?
The Shield. No, I never got into The Shield. No.
Fantastic. Like,
is it good?
Definitely not as good as The Wire and Sopranos.
Okay,
but just below that tier. Just below that tier. The Shield is that good. And it's got one of the best endings ever.
What?
And I don't know if you know Walter Goggins. He's got a lot of heat right now in Hollywood. He's like one of the main guys in it. That's one of
Is it you ever seen New York Undercover? Tom?
No, I haven't. No, I'm aware of what it is, but I've never actually watched it.
And this is shit I'm talking about. Tom, you could go watch New York Undercover. Now, when you finish watching New York Undercover, if you say The Shield is better than New York Undercover, I'm going to watch The Shield. I'm going to dedicate.
I've heard people talk about The Shield. Like,
see, me and you have a rapport. I ain't talking about everybody else. I don't trust people.
Right.
I've watched so many bad movies over this year because of people, right? People that I trust and I love, and I've gone to their weddings, gave them presents, have recommended some of the most trash.
Crazy, that's crazy.
Yeah, like trash movies and music all year, Tom, all year. So now I'm requiring homework. So go watch New York Undercover. If you say The Shield is better than that, I will watch The Shield.
Okay, that's fair enough. So, so these dislike battles. Then I've got my top 10 up here. So here's the top 10. Number 10 is Real Deal versus SCO on UFF.
Oh my God! What? Holy shit!
Number 9 is the first round only of Hollywood versus Suge. Oh my God! I've just clicked on Real Deal versus SCO. Skinny Norbs. I forgot about Skinny Norbs.
Yo.
Oh my God. He lost a lot of weight. I mean, regardless of what you got to say about the guy, he worked hard. Like, fair enough. Then we had Kid Clutch versus someone. So basically, this is what I wanted to get to. Sorry, long-winded way of getting to this. Yeah. The Forrest Whitaker bar, who's in the Shield. It's something like, what does he say? As far as wit occur, me and my Legendary reach.
Yeah.
As far as Whitaker, but the punch is, me and my pupil don't see eye to eye, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty far.
As far as wit occur. I don't know. I fake like that now. Hold on. As far as wit occur, me and my pupil don't see eye to eye. Interesting. That's low key. All right, Tom. I don't know. I'm trying. Hold on. Whenever I think a bar is trash, I say it like Gwitty, and I try to think if, as far as wit occur, my pupil don't see eye to eye. Okay, yeah, we getting that through customs. That's Yes, we are. We getting it through customs. Yes, we are.
I agree. No, that bar has stuck with me my entire life. And when I was watching The Shield, and Forrest Whitaker plays like a kind of Shout Out My Sopranos heads, like plays like almost like a Ralph Cifaretto sort of role in it, kind of the antagonist to the underboss kind of idea.
Sure.
One last thing on these battles: the rooftop battle. K Holler versus Vici. I don't know if you remember those two guys. Man, I certainly don't.
Holy cow.
But Mickey Fax hosting as well.
Shout out to Fax.
Yeah, so you guys spoke recently, right? That was a good interview.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yo, shout out to Mickey. Mickey's project, Warped Collages, is out. It's dope. We talked about it on the interview, so watch the interview as well. But Warped Collages is very, very good. Like it's really mellow, kind of downbeat stuff. But Mickey could always rap. He has some good concepts on there, man. So definitely check that out. Yeah. But he hosted the trash battle. Shout out to Mickey.
we are waiting to get Rivers on the show shortly. I have messaged him. He's going to let me know when he's good to go. He should be good to go in a moment. So probably best not to chat on his battle at the moment. We're also going to get another guest, hopefully with Yunnan. So
yeah. So we'll hold off on that for now, and then we'll skip to Shuffle T and Soul. Now this is
just give me a quick.
This is the part where, but Tom, this is the part where I have to give the American like disclaimer. Like, I'm gonna sound really biased with this shit, man, and because I know dude has charisma and what he does probably connects well on the stage, but this Shuffle T style, I can't do it, bro. It just sounds like it sounds like a stage play to me, or like a bit, like he's doing a fucking like Shuffle T could do SNL. He could do SNL. He could like effectively. Like he could come out and do skits where he's rhyming, and it would be dope because he's very good at that. But I can't get with it, bro. I'm sorry, Tom. I tried, bro.
Yeah, but I know, but it's not like he's trying to be Av. Like, you know
that's
what I mean?
True.
He that is who he is. Like,
I get it, but the slacker, the like I don't care, but I care type of shtick, like
sure.
That just doesn't hit with me, especially in an era where, you know, like this battle rap thing is paying bills for people. If people are struggling, it comes off to me as, I guess for some people it would be escapism, but it's like he's mocking it almost. You know what I'm saying? Like I know he's mocking, he's getting at his opponent, but it's just like it doesn't, like where the rhyme and where the flow. Give me some something.
Damn,
give me some flow, bro.
I mean, he's such a student of the game. I mean, he's got a multi-dictionary out for Christmas. I want to urge everyone to pick
what?
Like have you heard about that, Tone? Yeah.
No. He has a dictionary.
Shuffle T has his own published book out that he wrote with a guy called Jamie Blees, who's kind of in the scene as well, never battled. And it's a whole multi-dictionary, and it just teaches people how to write multis. He's very passionate about writing. Like, I think you're perhaps downplaying him. Okay. Like, you know, I need to stick up for my fellow posh white guy.
Yeah. Do that because you know we have like people who make jokes and stuff. We have our Carter Deems type of people and stuff like that.
And they battled as well. They battled on Don't Flop.
Exactly, and you know they're able to sort of package that and say, well, look, I am who I am. I'm nonchalant. I'm gonna make fun of you, the things that you do. You know what I mean? Your style, because it's all direct stuff. The thing I do like about Shuffle T is that he's very direct, obviously hilarious, but you get into the substance of what he's saying about soul is dope. Like, especially if you kind of follow like soul and, you know what I mean, the type of rhymes that he puts together, making fun of the structure and what he's actually not talking about and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He really does do a good job of making a mockery out of your shit. For me, like stylistically, like I'm watching so many guys like turn up and stuff like that. It's like, and the small room is for the turn up. I don't know. Maybe this is, everybody has a different turn up though, so I can't do that to him because I do think he had shit back to back. I like his first. I like his second too. I thought that Soul was on his ass though every round.
Oh yeah. For me, it's clean 3-0.
Clean.
Yeah, it's clean. It's vintage soul. It's the soul that we've been craving. Like I'm a soul head. Like Soul's the greatest battle rapper ever in my eyes. Like I idolize the guy. But you know, let's not take it away from Shuffle though.
Yeah.
Shuffle.
I don't kill Shuffle T. I just
but they I don't know if you've seen them versus Marvin Quest.
Whoa, Shuffle T. Okay, now we not talk about now in this 2-on-2 realm. in this 2-on-2 form, nah. Shuffle T and Marlo, that's hard to. They embarrassed them boys, bro. That shit was ugly.
That was painful. That was painful. And they would have done the same to DNA and K-Shine back in 2015 if that battle would have happened. It's just such a shame it didn't.
I would have loved to see that.
I would have loved to see that. And it's kind of weird. I was thinking to myself today, like, if that battle happened today, I think it might go different just because K-Shine just leveled up. Like, K-Shine, totally 2020 K-Shine is like, oh boy.
Just to hear the K-Shine UK flips and references alone, that'll be enough for me. But and then I think Marlo and Shuffle T will try to imitate the K-Shine DNA formula, and mock it, like, you know what I'm saying. So, but I'm not gonna kill Marlo too much because I do think, like I said, I think he's effective at making a mockery of his opponent's style. But when Soul comes through like he came through, it's like, what are you, like, bruh, he's dope though. Like, you can't make me look at him that crazy. He's fire. Everything rapid, punches, multis, whatever you want, he got it. And breakdowns on Shuffle T style, calling him out for different things, you know what I mean? Regarding his style, the disingenuous type of delivery and things like that. And I'm only using this to hide my inner, you know what I mean, self-esteem issues. But he paints a picture, man. Soul will paint that picture. He'll take 6 to 18. Well, you take 8 to 16 bars to paint that picture. And then once he starts to land his shit, once he starts to really like break you down and put them haymakers in there, that shit hits to me. And it's all a big build up. Like, I get that. Some people hate that, by the way, Tom, where it's like you building up. It's like, all right. And then finally they give you that line. I think by the time Soul gets to that home run line, that big punch line, he's already built it up enough for you. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. And, the build-up's so exciting, though, with Soul. There's so much quality in there, but he does have those crescendo punches that are like a knife through butter that are just so clean, so clear. The logic is so hard to deny. Like, in the first, two that stuck out to me was, what was it? How can we have a judge battle against someone who won't allow himself to be judged? And who do you want? The guy that broke the fourth wall or the guy that built the other three? Come on now. I just, for me, that dichotomy of like, the whole idea of breaking the fourth wall isn't technically breaking and building is more of a constructive idea. That's just classic Soul. And Soul was just, okay, Tone, another thing I've always wanted to say to you. Black Compass, USBL podcast in general. Yeah. You guys love to talk about pausing, right? Pause.
Pause. Time. Well, see, I mean, listen. Sorry.
I'm so Soul here. I'm making my points to get to a final point here. So,
sure, But pause is in play, for sure.
Pausing's endemic. It's part of it. Yeah, pause is in play. Polo, pausing. Shout out to your rivals, LTBR, Vlad. Very pause.
Oh man, them are cousins, man. Like,
I know. Yeah, friendly rivals. Yeah. But it's like, what's crazy, right? With the whole pause thing, there's a US phrase that only American people say. I've only heard on your podcast, really, that is possibly the most pause-worthy phrase ever. And you don't pause it. You'd be like, he was on that guy's helmet. It's like, what are you saying right now? Are you kidding me? But that goes through customs. Like, I can't believe that. Like,
Oh,
and again, I don't think it's pause. Pausing to me is like whatever. Like, I think the British rule Shuffle T's over here are all a little bit too fucking meta and ironic.
Oh yeah, he gets in that bag. Like, oh, you're so cute, I could kiss you. Like, he'll say some shit like that, right? Like, Shuffle T will say some.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, they call it, and now pause if you need to pause if you've never heard this commonly said term. But he's very tongue-in-cheek. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's very... Now, I know what that's going to do on the playback, but I don't care. Look it up. It's a phrase, very popular. Don't get mad at me because you don't read books. Stop. You got to stop doing that. 2021, stop getting mad at people for reading books. Stop. No. Yeah. And Q, you've heard that term. Like, look at Q in here, Brooklyn. He don't want to admit it. He knows somebody's... at his job, it's very tongue-in-cheek. It's very and he let it slide through customs. He did, and he up here pause, man. They get in the Discord. Everybody's super tough. Join the Discord too, by the way. You know what I mean? Anyway, Soul is dope. I think Soul at his best could contend in a PG type of atmosphere. It would obviously, that would be tough. He'd have to relocate maybe to New York. You know what I mean? Hang out. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an extra room for you, so. But you know what I'm saying? I know one of the homies to be able to. You know what I mean? You could get a little situation. You know what I'm saying? And
we did have Soul on URL Tone. Remember?
Nah, but he could. But I
you mean like a proper yeah.
But I need a proper situation where we can allow him to sort of grow and do his thing and shit like that. But it's tough, man. It's UK. Until somebody invent a device to teleport us over the pond real quick, it's gonna be tough to just get him over here. But still,
I know for a fact one of the biggest URL battlers, one of my all-time favorite battlers, is dying to battle Soul. Regards Soul one of the best. Close friend of both of our, well, I say close friend, I don't know the guy personally, but I've spoken to him on a podcast a few times.
Right.
Danny Myers. I know that Danny Myers, I remember on Battle Art Resume, early episode, I think it was 12, when I had Soul on, which for me, I was just fanboying. Great episode, went for all his battles. In the comments, Danny Myers, like, I need to get a passport to battle this guy.
Danny Myers versus Soul would be crazy.
There's so many UK guys I want to see. I want to see Danny versus Shai, Danny versus Gemini, Danny versus Yunnan. Like, there's so many I want to see Danny versus.
Nah, him versus Soul.
But Danny versus Soul would be one of those ones.
That got classic written all over it. I do think it's time for another, like, you know, British invasion or something like that. And you know what I think? I think the West Coast would be great. And I know the Riot has an event today. If you're on the East Coast, it starts for you at 5:30. So I'm going to be watching that as well. Make sure y'all tune in to the Riot. You got some dope joints on there. You got Cali Smooth coming through. You got A-War versus Coffee at the top of that ticket. All right. So we just had LL Cool G up here too. They have the Demon. Shout out to the whole Demon crew. Eli the Mayor, real name Brandon, Chef Trez is on there as well. You got some dope names, man. So make sure y'all check that out. That's going to be on Twitch. So I just want to shout them out and everything like that. But I think a British invasion to the West Coast would be fire.
Oh my God. And I know like Lush is such a huge UK fan, and if he could sort of facilitate that in some way, and we could, you know, there's a few guys over here that can't travel, the majority can. So, you know, if we could get,
I already got them. Like Soul versus Danny for sure.
We got to have Shotty versus Geechee or something.
Shotty versus Geechee is fire. We could do Shotty versus Geechee.
I think Shai would beat. I love Geechee. I think Shai's a little too dynamic for Geechee, low-key.
Look at Geechee somewhere. Too dynamic. This is what I be talking about. They never, like, you know what I mean? Like, all right.
No, Geechee would have the most ironic British round ever. Yeah. Like, it's ironic that he got chipped with the fit. I don't know. I'm not a battle rapper, but like.
So West Coast America versus
West Coast versus UK would be. Oh.
All right, so let's talk about it. So then, who you gonna put? You gonna put Gemini up there?
Gemini versus Nitty or something?
Versus Rum. Oh man, you trying to have that boy die? Oh Lord.
Yeah. Lord, I know Gem's rarely been under pressure, to be honest. Like he just seems to sort of just run for opponents for the most part. So I'd like to see that. Yeah.
Right.
And you know, I don't know. I'm trying to think of else. Some of our best guys to go there.
I wonder if you match up. See, this is Rivers. You have to get in your bag if we match you up with B-Dot. I'm gonna come clean. You have to get in your bag, but B-Dot have some shit to say to you because you be talking that shit. Yeah, yeah, you be talking that. Yeah, so we gonna talk that shit back. That'll be cold.
I know he's not West Coast, but there was a lot of drugs and shotty stuff going on the timeline recently, wasn't there? But it's like I like drugs, but it's like Shotty can do better. Shotty deserves better, I think. Like Shotty. But
I think it's the energy that drugs kind of brings. Like drugs really has the brand of like he's really like he's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll go there. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll turn up with you. You know what I mean? So but yeah, I think for Shotty, like on the comeback, we probably want something a little heavier than that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I remember when we were doing the show with like Polo and Posey and stuff, and I was asking you guys about British guys. Now we're just like, Shotty, he's the only guy I know, Shotty, and it's like, he's like, that's it. It's like, you know, they're not going to turn around and be like, oh, I'm really into Slester. It's like, it's just sort of Shotty, like, you know.
Right.
But yeah, no, you're right. Let's kind of speak that into existence. Some sort of
yeah. Who you gonna put Shocks up against?
I think everyone, when they talk about Shocks, they want to see him versus Av, and I think that makes sense. Again, I know he's not West Coast, but yeah, I'd love to see something like that.
We fly Uncle Av out. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, let's get 1-2 on 2 because we need Shuffler and Marlowe versus someone. But yeah, there aren't many American comedy battlers, are there? Really?
Yeah, but see, you'd have to get Shuffle and Marlowe versus like A Ward and Loso.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I prefer DNA and K-Shine, but yeah, something like that would be good.
Yeah. I mean, obviously DNA and K-Shine would sell it. You know what I mean? But that is a good goddamn card. That's a good card. I'm sorry. That's a very good card.
I would try and be flying out for quite a lot of London guys going to Cali fuck it, and imagine the amount of fucking just the amount of potential for that is just crazy. But no, I think getting back onto the battle though, I can see why some of Shuffle's tendencies may have rubbed you the wrong way. Because it's just like he's very theatrical. He opens the first, all right, mate, and that kind of dismissive thing. What did you think about his prop, his phone prop?
He pulls out the phone and
and it's kind of like, it's basically he's listening to pre-recorded messages encouraging him to battle, basically. And it's kind of playing on the idea that there's no crowds, he's going to make his own crowd. I personally felt it did work. I know it's not quote unquote battling, but I thought it was very funny, and I thought a lesser battler would struggle with the timing.
Yeah. It was funny, but again, it's funny in an improv sort of way, which I guess it's cool. Like it was. Yeah, not everybody could do that. Not everybody's receptive to that. I think if he'd have done it and maybe had like a radio or something with that message also recorded, so then somebody just hits the play or whatever, and then you just hear that voice, at least it's a little louder. That was my issue. I'm like, yeah, make it a little louder at least so we can kind of hear it, and I think that would be funny. But no, I don't know. I think props like that are like a double-edged sword, but no, I didn't mind it. I thought it was creative, but again, that's for a crowd, literally for a crowd. Like a crowd would have loved that, like, you know what I mean? But
I don't know if that would work in a crowd though. It might have been like overshadowed by the crowd noise. I think that was kind of one of the reasons he did it, because he could just play it off the speaker, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Whereas I think
true.
like in like 100 people, maybe if he hooked it up to his microphone or whatever,
kind of something like that
element.
Yeah.
It was, it was kind of what you expected to see, but I just appreciate the fact that Soul didn't meet him on his own terms. We have seen a more comedic Soul in other battles, like when he did his 2-on-2 with Pedro versus Danger Zone and Chiller, he was kind of more in that bag. But here he was just going at his neck. He was going at like, you don't fucking really care about this shit. You're too ironic. You never said a sincere bar in your life. Like,
never said a sincere bar in your life.
Yeah.
He was on his ass. And I like that. I like that. And now Shuffle T again is very direct, but I don't know if he didn't prepare for Soul to go there with him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he thought he was gonna get a jokey type of Soul, because it's like, bro, like he's on your ass right now. Like, and rapping fast with it. It's perfect in this atmosphere to rap that fast. So
No. Oh, sorry, Tony. Just gotta check something for 1 minute. So I'll be back in 1 sec.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the chat and everything like that as well. I know Born Legacy 11 went on this weekend. I'm hearing some interesting narratives. I'm hearing that Saga got killed. And I'm hearing that everything else was pretty close. And Ryder might have surpassed expectations with this one. So, yeah, full breakdown on all of that as those battles get released. Again, make sure you subscribe. All the people that are in here now, you guys are welcome to join the Discord as well. Shout out to all my overseas people. And we're going to say this too. We're going to make sure that we have all the content on the channel. If you're on the Patreon, we got a bunch of things coming for you. Hang tight. Yeah, so I just want to shout that out. And shout out to my man Cola as well. So, Yeah, man. Nah, we gonna yeah, no. Oh, one thing too, yo, make sure y'all get the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view is out as well. Apex 2 Premier Battles. Go to premierbattles.com and that is there. And we're gonna get Tom back. Shout out my man Cola. Tom.
Hey.
You good?
Yeah, apologies, back. But yeah, so what we saying?
No, no. We was talking about the we was finishing up with Shuffle, T, and Soul, and then I was just saying that, you know, giving some other highlights and shit. But yeah.
Yeah. There was, you know, I really love seeing this, and it was funny actually because these two guys had battled before. Technically, they'd done a 2-on-2 the year before, and it was with Shuffle and Marlowe versus Soul and Quill. And Shuffle actually mentions this in the battle. He's talking about kind of, you know, all the nice stuff I said to you about at the end of the battle, because the battle ends with them being really like praising of Soul and just kind of, you know, I think he'd been going for a few issues and they were kind of reassuring him and stuff like that. And he said that he regretted that. But this is a bit different. And I like the fact that Soul didn't return the favor. Soul dug his fangs into his neck. And Soul, like, he could get into his, you know, his kind of QP magical imagery bag. And I just love it because he argued that he kind of founded Shuffle because Soul kind of pioneered this multi-style that Shuffle kind of took heed from. And Soul talks about him like being the Higgs boson of Shuffle and the Icarus image and wax dripping in the ocean, and like it was a lot, man. There was a lot in this battle from Soul. Like he crammed his, like, if you're a Soul fan, you will not be disappointed. This is his vintage, like his purple patch of like 2014, 2015, like that era.
No doubt.
But I can't. Unfortunately, we were supposed to have Yunan on the show, but he just messaged me saying he won't be able to make it. So probably makes sense for us to tap into the Yunan versus Matter battle.
Yeah,
which was the title clash. I mean, Tone, out of interest, like your familiarity with these two guys going into it, like, did you watch much of their stuff?
I'm more familiar with Yunan than Matter, for sure. But you know, to me, it was like, all right, I know Yunan, but I wasn't used to Matter's style. Like, I was still kind of trying to feel that shit, like, because he was kind of like an evil version of, like, he has a very sarcastic, evil Carter Deems-esque approach. Like, I don't know. Like, he's talking that shit to Yunan. Like, it's insulting. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. Like, I don't know. I think he was good though. I wasn't mad at him. I didn't find myself being mad at him or anything like that. I thought that bar wise, it was like it wasn't really as much of that as much as, you know, making fun of Unanimous and breaking him down and, you know, just talking about all the angles and like bringing out cringy shit. I mean, yeah, but I'm not as familiar with Matter though. Like, give us a little, like, what besides being the championship, I should.
Man, yeah, Matter's like been around forever. Like, been around since the early days of Don't Flop. He's probably most known as Luna C's partner in the 2-on-2s. Like, they teamed up for a few battles. This gets mentioned in this battle as well. And he's just been around the scene ever since. You know, he's been taking the battles. He's been going on his kind of sarcastic way. And I don't know, I think the way you felt about Shuffle earlier is kind of the way I feel about Matter. Like, that kind of dismissive, you're a nerd sort of approach, you're a loser kind of thing. Like, it doesn't really, I don't know, I don't really find it that exciting to watch, I suppose. It doesn't really stick with me. Whereas Yunan, it was just in full-on rage mode, berserker kind of, you know, attack. And that stuff is a bit more fulfilling to watch. So it's not to say that there aren't loads of funny stuff from Matter, and I think one of the things he said, because Yunan, the tourist, he gets in loads of fights and causes loads of Twitter beef and never seems to learn either. You know, this is a guy who battled Disaster when he was 21 in front of like a 2,000 capacity crowd. Great battle. Go back and watch a battle. Like, Yunan has the highest ceilings in the country, but he also is kind of a victim of his own, you know, his hamasha, his fatal flaw and stuff like that. So, you know, Matt says, like, it's a testament to the politeness of people in Britain that you haven't been beaten up loads or something like that. I'm kind of misquoting it. That was really, really funny. But I don't know. I just it was fire and water here. So it's take your pick. But I thought Yunan kind of just overpowered him, I suppose.
Yeah. Now, what rounds did you have close? Because, like, I like Matter's first. I like his second as well. I I didn't think Yunnan was killing him though. Like
no,
I didn't feel like he completely kind of outclassed him. Like again, I probably had the first a little closer. Yunnan was talking, he was aggressive, but I think Matter had a strong start.
He did. It was I think the second though in Yunnan's case, it was just kind of that old class, that old pedigree, that we kind of love from him, that kind of breathless attack. And it is kind of a preference battle, and Matt certainly didn't do himself any disgrace for this. Kind of petered out towards the end slightly, but
it did. It definitely.
I don't know. I'm a bit of a I'm going to put my cards on the table. I'm a bit of a Yunnan fanboy here, and I was happy. I was happy to see him take the championship belt. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. Definitely a notable champ. I mean, it does help when people kind of know, probably, especially over here, but given his track record and stuff like that. I think it's the type of thing, if you have a championship belt, you should want to get other situations as well, battle in the States. It just brings clout to the championship. Say if he takes a battle over here, it doesn't even have to be like a top tier situation, in my opinion. He takes a battle and he smokes somebody. And he goes back home like, yeah, I'm the UK champ. Like, I just smoked this American. Like, it just brings prestige to it. I always thought like champs should travel, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely.
So the KOTD, you can only battle on KOTD, right? You can't battle anywhere else if you're.
Yeah, they were oddly restricted with that. Yeah.
To me, that didn't make any sense. Because
no,
if you're the champ, chances are it's very rare that anybody's going to beat you anyway. So it's like, I don't know. If I was that type of champ, I'm like, yo, I'm going to travel with it because nobody's going to beat me. And I'm going to travel with it with big money, and you got to cross-promote. That'd just be the rule. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do. But you having the chain around your neck is promotion enough. But I guess it's like an insurance policy, because then what if you get smoked? I guess. But
yeah, the whole champ dichotomy is interesting, isn't it? Because it's just, I mean, King of the Dot is such a rocky road of that. People seem to kind of forgotten the whole Chiller Real Deal thing, where they had to battle like 9 times to kind of legitimize it. That was odd as well. But yeah, in Yunnan's case, I mean, Yunnan has been overseas quite a few times, actually. I don't think he's ever battled in America, but he's been over to Canada and Germany as well, I think. But
he's never battled in America?
I don't believe he has, no. I don't believe he has. I think there's a, because you've got to think, what is the American venues for UK battlers? Obviously not URL for the most part, so it's King of the Dot. They rarely have battles in the US, sorry. There have been cases. Shovel T and Marlowe came over to battle Dirtbag Dan and Caustic. Marlowe came over to battle the Dead Man, I think he battled on one of the bunker battles. But that's mostly it. Like, even Soul, who was a regular on King of the Dot, those were all Canadian battles. Those are all blackout kind of, battles. So it doesn't really seem. I guess the place that makes most sense for us UK guys to go is iBattle. I think they're
that would be dope.
They're better kind of matchups. Like I every time we speak on here, Tony, I talked about Dago Davalo, who for me is the most slept on battler in the history of battle rap. Like he's like got punches that I know would tear down any room, and they certainly do in those small little bars with the Pabst Blue Ribbon in the background. But it's like, I don't know if you know Dale Denton, Homeschool, Mulips, people like this. Like some of the most exciting new writers in battle rap are on iBattle. So I think they would match up well against our guys.
Okay, yeah. All right, I can see that.
And we get about 1,500 views in the process, so we're all winning. Word to Lex. Yeah.
Shout out to Lex. Shout out to iBattle.
You need to talk to Lex, by the way. That would be a good interview.
That would be a good interview. I should talk to Lex.
Yeah, he was. I think I saw him on a My Expert Opinion. I can't remember who he was on. He was on with Real Seek. Yeah. And that was a good episode. Yeah, with Real Sick as well.
Yeah.
But
he's Team Hami too, I believe.
I'm like 95% of battle. I'm pretty sure I'm Team Homie. I just haven't checked yet. Like, I'm pretty sure it might be Team Tommy. I don't know. I need to go back and check the files. But no, that's fucking cool as well. Like, the OG crew, right? Like the OG battle rap crew.
Mm-hmm.
Is that before MYB? I mean, Team Homie must go back to like Swave.
Nah, yeah, right? Swave, and his guys had a rap group and shit, like late 90s, I believe, and they formed that late 90s. So yeah, Swave been outside for a while, like early 2000. You know what I mean? They was like doing their thing, making music already back then. So yeah, they've been around. R.I.P. Sean Price.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Of course. But yeah, I had I was gonna say I had Swave then. I had Yunnan taking this, and it's just weird, Tone, because you don't experience this with US battle rap. Like it's just been climb to Caffeine, to Webster Hall, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But UK battle rap is just shrinking. And it has been exponentially, and I love it, and I'm always going to cover it, and I love the battlers, and I love the quality of the writing, but no one can deny that 5 years ago there were 2,000 people, in a packed out room for pay-per-view, and now, COVID or not, the crowds just weren't there. Like it's just sad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't ever imagine fucking Beasley and Smack just kind of huddled around in, whatever. It's like, no, that has a kind of majesty to it. But this is very Spartan, very pragmatic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe when things open back up, I think there will be renewed interest in activities. You know what I mean? And battle rap could very well be one of them. So you never know. There's probably people in the house that are watching shit, going back to things and be like, yo, I can't wait till things open up so I can go. I feel that way about sports. I'm sure I feel that way about battle rap for sure. But, so you never know. And then I think the first battle live, because I know out here, the first battle live here is going to be ridiculous.
Are you kidding? Yeah, I've heard you say that on the show, and it's so true. Every bar is EFB right now. Like, everything's going to get a reaction. Like,
all right. So I don't know. I think no, it's definitely. I don't know. I mean, hopefully the talent can put some good battles together when things do open up, because I think that's going to be the same for UK. The first couple of battles, people are going to go crazy for sure. So I
hope so. There's still a few money matches left in the scene. Only a few left. So if they kind of lock those in, then maybe, But then again, it's like, we look at history. Empires rise and fall. Nothing lasts forever. We should be grateful that we did have a golden age of UK battle rap at all.
Yeah.
Very small country in retrospect. So it's just kind of, and we were, at a time it was like Dome Floor was unbelievable from like 2011 to like 2017. Like,
yeah. These things come in cycles. So we'll see, man. All right. Let's do this. Now, we had Rivers here, right?
Yeah, I've been trying to message him for the past half an hour or so.
He's in the chat.
Response. He is, yeah.
As Uncle Rivers. Shout to Rivers, man. He's in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Rivers.
Now, if you would like to talk, we can. Okay.
Oh, Rivers is. He just said he's back. Okay,
he said
dope.
He's back. All right, so we can unmute you and talk and things like that. If you cool with that. All
right. Yeah, get Rivers in, man.
All right, let's do it. Rivers, what up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
I'm good, brother. How you doing tonight?
Man, life is good. Life is good on a Sunday. Chilling, man. We just recapping the card and everything like that. This is our first time kind of syncing up. Tone, bro. Black Compass Media is good to talk.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. I'm just literally sitting here waiting to get some superpowers tomorrow, apparently.
What you mean, superpowers, man? They gotta stop with this, man. December 21st, man. That's crazy. So, but we live right now. Shout out to the YouTube as well, live, and we talking, the card and everything like that. And we haven't got to your battle yet and everything, but just to be able to battle on the card and everything like that. And I know for our audience, it's our first time talking to you, but let the people know where you out of, like what's going on and things like that. Like, just give us a intro in terms of.
I'm from like South London, obviously. So over here in the UK, as Tom said, Don't Flop was basically the biggest movement battle rap wise. But where I'm from is like South London. We had our own little league, underground, Gift of the Gab. You know, we've had a few events. Norbs has actually been over to one of our events and seen some of the talent that we've had and all things like that. So we've been grinding, but we never had the organizational skills that Don't Flop had. So we was never able to push ourselves further forward in the battle rap world as we should have. You know what I mean? So because of that, I've had to leave the home league and go out onto like leagues such as Don't Flop, which is where Tom Quee will probably be more aware of me.
I feel more comfortable on Don't Flop, Rivers.
Yeah. No, but you know, like rather than talk about the comfortability, you're probably more aware of me from when I was on Don't Flop from before.
Yeah, I was actually there because my tryout. I mean, I was a fucking awful battler, but yeah, I battled someone. I think you battled Quack, and there was a break, and then I battled. And I mean that battle, Rivers. What was the bar you had? I keep the Tom out in front. What? Sorry, quote your own bar. It was an amazing bar.
It basically, obviously, in the US, they'll probably be more aware of when JC said Tom Cruise like Scientology. But I had a bar before that where I said I pushed the Tom out front as cover like Scientology, and it was quite big. People liked it in the room.
Huge, yeah, huge.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where I knew Rivers from initially, and then I mean, how long was it before you got hooked up with Premier Battles? It was on the second season, was it, that you came in, or?
Yeah, like 2018. No, it was the first season.
Was it first season? Okay. Yeah. Oh yes, excuse me. I think the second match day, wasn't it? Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah. So 2018, innit? That's when I came in. She did my.
Oh, okay.
Took to what I. But obviously it was a different style, Tony. Like they wasn't really used to, as Tom will say, like they have more of a different style, as you know, like your Souls, your Unanimouses. Their style was more, if I could say, they're more like, you know, like Disaster. They're from that mode. So Disaster was 2010, 11, he was the guy. So if you was gonna be like a battle rapper coming up in UK, that was who you modeled your style after, innit? Like for us in South London, we've always been like Smack Babies, URL Babies. We watch like
talk. I hear it. Our
style has never really been the style that them and they're having it. And if I'm honest with you, there has been like a kind of divide in terms of battle rap over here for a long time.
Yeah, let's talk about it, bro.
The gap has kind of slowly been bridged over the years, isn't it? But before now, it was a thing where the same way how in the US you'd hear, they're gun bar rappers. We was hearing that same thing over here. But it was worse for us. Before, we didn't have the organizational skills, so it held us back a little bit to be tarred with that brush by the only fans that was in UK that wanted to see battle rap. Because you got to think, the fans, whether, you know, they're in Don't Flop, whatever, they just like battle rap. They don't care where you're from. If you can do it well, they'll enjoy you. But if we get tarred as a negative gun bar rapper, they won't even give us a chance before we can even get to the league.
Whoa, is that the audience, or is that the league doing that? Like who's pushing that? Is that the reception that you guys are getting from the audience, or is it the league owners?
I'll say this year, there's an element of business rivalry when a new league is coming up and they have a different energy to you, and it looks cool, it looks fun, and they have an energy that you can't really replicate. So, you know, business-wise, you may feel like you should put your foot on their neck and make sure that they can't grow. It's kind of
Rivers, you were involved with a new league, weren't you? The Platform, which gets mentioned in the battle. I mean, what happened there? Because really exciting event, a lot of promo, and then it just seemed to dissipate.
So basically, what happened with the Platform is, again, I was working with the people that was running it, and they had big dreams. But I think when you're starting something in a place, it's better to start organically and locally. But they had big dreams. They wanted to get international battlers in. They spent a lot of money. Their overheads was crazy. And then what happened is basically it happens like what happened. You've seen it a million times in the US, Tony. A new league pops up. Throw money around, they don't have a good plan, and their money just gets wasted.
Oh yeah,
got into the culture, yeah.
So that's basically what happened over there. A lot of battlers as well. I won't say any names, but some of your favorite battlers showed their true colors when that league came along, because they basically used it as a way to kind of finance this. And then because they didn't know who was running it, they was a bit disrespectful to whoever they was in contact with. But we'll get to that later. But anyway,
okay,
so that league's coming along.
Okay. Yeah.
It was in a time where, if you remember, JC and everybody was meant to come over to.
I remember that. Oh, yeah. This is how it comes around. Because I never understood the story from your side of the pond. So I need to understand.
I listen. Get your popcorn. I'll tell you it all.
Oh shit! Hold up. Let me light my shit up, yo.
Yeah, light that up, man. You might want to roll an extra one as well.
Yeah. Let me get it together. Go ahead, bro.
So basically, around the time, I think it was Tony D was meant to battle JC on Shotty's League, and I think before that JC was meant to battle Rivers on the platform, which was what we was doing over here. He had been paid and everything, and then you had I think Marv One was meant to come over and battle somebody as well, and I can't remember who the other battlers were, but there was a few. So Severe.
Yeah, there was. Quest McCody versus Pedro, right? Was one of them.
There you go, Quest McCody. Yeah, this is why I love Tom, because Tom's like an information machine. He'll just bring up all
and River, sorry, as well. I think the headliner was Briz versus Villain, right?
Yeah. That was meant to go down, Briz versus Villain as well. So there was a few things, and I think prior to that, I think it was Iron Solomon, Briz Rothstein, a few guys came over to the UK. I think there was a UK smack card. They came to our event.
Yeah, SM8,
Yeah, SM8. So they came to our event that we had the next day, a little thing in Brixton Jam. They seen a few battlers or whatnot. So it was set for everybody to come over. And I don't remember what it was. I think it was something to do with JC skipping out on the bag or something like this. But everything started to crumble, and it kind of affected us as well. But most of the headliners were US artists. There became this narrative that some people were speaking on, where they were saying, US battlers can't come back to the UK. But we was online saying they do not speak on behalf of London. That's not London talking. You can come to London whenever you like. That's nothing to do with us about you. UK, you can come where you want to come. You understand? But it was kind of trying to make this divide, which just seemed like the old school, they were gun bar rapper. It seemed like that was kind of coming back. But we weren't really trying to stand with. So it kind of hurt what we was trying to build with the platform. So that kind of got pushed to the back burner for a little while. And then obviously forward with Premier Battles and whatnot.
Okay.
And here we are today.
Okay. All right. So there is so just dispel a couple myths for me, because there was a perception that, well, I guess what was marketed to us over in the U.S. is that the scene was overwhelmingly white, and there was there's a not street, there's not that element that was presented in the forefront or whatever. There wasn't that many black people out there. There wasn't, like, you look in the crowds, except for maybe some of the big events, you had more of a black audience and shit like that. But as a whole, it was white audiences and white rappers. So can you expound upon that?
Like, I don't know if you've seen when SMA was done over here. You got to see the audience.
Yeah, the audience. So
what the issue has been for a long time is that, again, we can go back to what I was saying. Because one side of the game, which is the street element side, if you want to call it that, hasn't had the organizational skills to kind of promote themselves to the level nationally where they need to be at, where they can be reckoned. Nobody else is going to jump up and do it for them. They have to be able to get their heads together, build a diagram and figure out how they're going to do it as a group. Do you understand? And because there's no one giving you a shoulder up, like, for example, if RBE need help, why should URL help them? It's not up to you. It's not URL's prerogative to help any other league. True. Their prerogative to help themselves in it. So there's not a grudge in terms of, say, like Don't Flop being on a grand scale, and then all these other leagues like Gift of the Gab. There's no grudge in that term. It's more a grudge of, cool, we're not on your level, but please don't stop us from trying to build. Please don't do things that hinder us from trying. If we're putting an event on this day, don't hold an event this day and try to split the fan base for that day. That doesn't help us. You can put an event.
Yep.
Do you know that? So there's a lot of things behind the scenes that stop, like, the organic growth of a coming up league. But again, I won't just blame it on that. I'll say, learning is earning. So if you're not willing to learn new things that's going to make your business build, you can't blame the next man for not helping you.
You know what I mean? Do you think like the audience? Do you think the audience is there for battle rap to flourish? Like
100%.
Okay.
100%. What we've seen in like recent years in the UK is a big influx of young black artists from a certain environment that the audience that are the same audience that like UK battle rap, they're taken to that kind of style of music and that imagery and everything. So I think battle rap is not even as savage as drill music. It's quite intellectual. So I don't understand why drill music, it's not even a slight to drill music, because I know a lot of people that make drill music, but I don't understand why it's being pushed carelessly and battle rap isn't. So I think the goal is to get the battle rap that we're doing recognized within the same field as the artists and the musicians. It should be part of the same thing. Understand? Like a battle should be as important as a new track. There should be a platform that pushes all of them together. So this is what we're trying to work on building going forward.
Okay.
Like it's not so much over here. It's not so much a color thing. We will accept anything, but it's like the bigger fan base in UK are young white people in terms of the amounts. Understand? So you have to have appeal for everybody. But what we see is that when we celebrate our own thing, they enjoy it too. So we need to celebrate more of our own thing and promote our own thing a bit more.
Oh,
and that takes us to...
Okay. I get what you're saying. So it's not a case of they won't rock with it anyway because it's street content by, black men. It's like, nah, they actually really mess with it, and we just need the opportunity to kind of get this out here, you know what I mean, and not have the politics.
We need to, if we're not celebrating ourselves as the kings and the warriors that we are,
right?
They're not gonna just look at us and say, no, you should be better than you are. They're just gonna accept how we show them that we are. So it's on us to go to other leagues, expand our brand, do great things, be great, and then everything will build. But again, I will keep saying organization. That's what I'll keep saying. That's what it takes.
Okay. And the talent wise, you think that the talent is there? And like I want to talk about your experiences too, but like how do you feel about the actual talent that's right now in the UK that talks the type of shit that you talk? You think there's enough?
I mean, there's a lot of unheard, untapped talent as well, but there is a lot. But I think with the way how we do things, it's going to take a little while internationally for people to get a bit more used to seeing us, which is why it makes more sense that we should be promoted a lot more. The quicker we get promoted, the quicker you can, because I know there's probably like a slight thing where some people hear my accent and say, oh, the way he talks is a bit funny, maybe, but you hear me 50 times in a row, after a while, you won't care how, you'll understand me and you'll listen to what I'm saying, you'll be able to appreciate what I'm saying. And it's because we're holding back for some reason. I just feel like if everyone's on go and pushing forward, how could we fail? And I think there's a lot of good talent. I could mention a lot of names. Like we've got people like iKid, we've got people like Templar Surfer, about Shotty Horror, we've got Raptor, Unanimous is big. We've got people like, who else have we got? We've got people like Troubled, Wiretap Trouble, we've got people like Big Scoop. There's a lot of names. I'm probably forgetting someone. They probably won't forgive me for forgetting their name, but there's a lot of talent out here. But again, with the whole COVID situation and all of that, the cursed COVID word, it stopped a lot of things from flourishing and moving forward. So where people have had opportunity to develop, especially in this time where people are a bit more accepting, they haven't had the chance to develop. The whole show situation has been messed up. We can't have a group of people together, so events can't really go down. There's a lot of online video battles, but that doesn't give you the same experience as being in front of this guy that is trying to bite your head off,
I got you.
It's going to take a bit of time for people to develop, but there is some talent over here and you will start to see about it. And the worst thing is, like, a lot of some of the top names from where you're from have been over and have seen the talent but will not speak about it. And the reason being is because the talent is not being pushed over here, so why should they go out of their way to? And that's just how the game goes.
Damn, That's crazy. Okay. Let me, and then I know Tom. We're gonna get to, we'll get your battle. We'll get to battle for sure. But I just want to like get a better sense of like, so how do you feel about like the type of talent that is coming out in terms of stylistically? Like, do you think there's derivative styles? Do you feel like there is a UK based style that the world just doesn't know about yet? Like, how do you see that too? Because I wanted to get your take.
I feel like in terms of what has been pushed globally as the brand of UK battle rap, it hasn't really been the street style. So I understand why most people that think of UK battle, the first thing they think of is like maybe a person with a lot of multi-syllabic content. Then they might think of someone who's very funny and laughing and not taking it too serious. And then they might think, quite parody type rap. And so those are like the three things they probably would think straight away.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I feel like, Tony D was probably the great hope for the style of battle rap, which is more common to probably what I do. He was the great hope. He was supposed to go to Canada and wipe up whoever they gave him. I think it was Real Deal.
Yep.
And let them understand, okay, so there's someone from UK with a different style than what we used to, and he's pretty. And I think, like, he will admit he dropped the ball. And because he dropped the ball, that was like one of the moments where it would have created...
It really was, yeah.
It would have created the influx of like young kind of street-based battlers that want to come and do it the way Tony did. But I think because he dropped the ball, it was kind of one of them, forget it kind of moments, And then obviously Gift of the Gab's come up, but then the game has evolved since then to where people, you have to be big. So why would you want to do it the other way?
Damn.
So just getting into the battle with Yuna, and then with Yuna, you battled Yuna before with Raptor. Like, Rivers, I've rarely seen a battle, I don't know if you felt this way, where the rounds answered each other. It felt like you'd almost preordained it. It was like a narrative. You both like responded to the points you were making in long form. Like, it was crazy.
I was hearing a lot. I've heard that from like Shotty said that to me as well. And, a few people have said that. I was watching a review earlier and they were saying exactly the same thing, where it was almost like correlated. And I think a lot of the best battles that I've seen are just like that. It's like a conversation between the two people involved in it. So, I'm happy that it turned out. Yeah, that's it. But obviously, I don't know Raptor like that to sit down and write with him. He lives in a whole different city in the country, as you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of them things where it just was to be, just meant to be like that.
And like, fair to say, we're a bit more familiar with Raptor's performances than Tony would be, but like, I would chalk this up as one of his best of recent years. Like he was clearly like he wrote a lot for this one. He really put a lot of energy into it.
Yeah. He had a lot in the tank. He had a lot in the tank for this, so it meant a lot to him, And I think obviously going into it initially, it was going to be a battle for money. We was going to bet each other's fee against each other's fee. That's how we was going to do it. But once he announced that he was going to retire, I didn't really feel good taking his money.
Yeah, it's a little weird. That's a little weird. Yeah. I get that. Like on the way out, like.
Yeah. Get your payday for your last day out, man.
Yeah.
Especially if it would have been like a smoke fest in there, like he's choking and stumbling and nasty.
And you got your money.
It's a bit. Now leave with no bread.
You have to hitchhike home and all that.
Right. Like, nah. Okay. So how did you end up calling the battle? Like, what did you think your strong suits were to, like, as far as rounds go? Because I just want to compare those to mine. But yeah, what did you think in terms of rounds?
So this is how I got it. This is my official breakdown. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So boom, we've come out. Raptor comes out swinging. He starts off with something about no loose chat and everything, which is cool. And Raptor has a very strong round. I don't want to break down in every bar, and I'm not going to talk about too much of his faults in that, but he has a very strong round. I come out. I think my round was a bit more punch heavier than his. Well, a lot more punch heavier than his. And I just think my round was just better. I edged him in the first round. He said some things in the first round that to me didn't really resonate because they wasn't true. They didn't make sense. But his first round was good. Second round, I think he kind of let himself down a little bit because he stopped short and he was going very well. And he stopped short. And he made it obvious that he stopped short as well. That's what kind of hurt him.
Yeah.
I think my round, though, the reason why I say the second round is debatable because I had a few stumbles in there myself. So it just made it more open to debate.
Yeah, a couple stumbles versus finishing short. I don't know. The stump, like, I don't.
A lot of people say if you stop, you finish. If you stop, if you choke, you know what I'm saying? If they say that,
right,
if that's what it is, then you move around in it. But sometimes when your material's that good, you know, and I don't know if his material's that good. I have to watch it back again, but I just feel like he had a good round, but he stopped short, and that kind of let him down because I had a lot of material in my second.
Yeah, I gotta watch that again to see how short he stopped compared to the others, because he definitely
the second was a lot short. I did note that. Yeah, it seemed to be something a little missing from there. I mean, some of his rivers flips were pretty original rivers. Did you feel that? I hadn't heard like break the bank and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, those were good because I hear a lot of rivers flips, and I got to the point where I started to use them myself in the battle to try and deflate. You know, so like the more I use, the less they can use. But he had some real original ones for real that he had in there. I would have liked him to have a bit more spike in some of his punches, but you know, I still think he did very well with the punches, especially with some of the name flip. He had a few things like the pull it out, put it in reverse, and obviously reverse. I get.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was dope. And like your little the Lil Pump section in the third, I thought that was brilliant. Yeah. That was really funny.
I said the little pump section. I don't know if they pause over there, but
pausing earlier actually. Yeah,
I want to say it or repeat that.
That section there. But no, that was I had never heard it used in that way before, so I thought, right, let me give it a try, and it just worked. Worked, and he finished up. But yeah, back to the rounds. So I'll say my first round I edged him. My second round I let himself down because he ended short.
Yeah,
and I had a few stuff, so it's debatable. And in the third round, I'd say that it's hard for like I preferred his third round of all his rounds because of how his delivery and his passion that he put into it. But when I listened to it, I feel like it wasn't really about me. I wasn't really using the angles that he was talking about. I just sprinkled things. I didn't dwell on anything to that milk and applause or anything like that. So it didn't really kind of work for me. And I feel like if inside of all of that you had like insults and punches about me, then you probably could have took that round with the passion that you put into it and the whole like narrative of the round. But I don't know, man. I don't know that third. I don't know. I'm edging myself again.
So what did you say at the end of the third? Like you hogging the limelight, a swine roast or some shit. That was crazy.
Yeah, I said. Once I'd done the battle, I can't even remember the bars.
Yeah.
I said you've been off the wagon this whole journey. I'm your life coach with fire bars since you've been hogging the limelight. This a swine roast.
That's right. Yeah. That was fire. That was fucking crazy.
Hugging the limelight. It's a swine. Okay, it's fire.
Let's go. They got swine roast over there, Tony.
All right, I like that.
And Tony, we're coming, man. We're coming, Tony, man. Just give us a chance, man, and I promise you, we'll entertain you eventually.
Okay. Yo, the one thing that shout out to chat. One thing my man Zach is asking is give us a couple of names like to check out and stuff like that. I think you mentioned a bunch, but like the people from your side that kind of talk the shit that you talk or whatever, like that. It's in that same lane. You said like Tony D, people familiar with him, but
so obviously you may be familiar with Scoop. He battled DNA already. Obviously you got iKid. He's battled Uno Lavos. I think that Uno Lavos got the battle took down. He got smoked by iKid, but again, everybody, you know. But you got Temper Surfer. He's very big with the we go hard type people. He's like very into that kind of style of game or whatever in it. So they'll be very, very familiar with him. You got Gemini. I know you lot are aware of Gemini. He's another like bet over it. Tony D.
Yeah.
You know, you got people like Mackenzie out of Scotland, crazy, absolutely crazy. Like,
black dude.
Like there's so much names. Mackenzie out of Scotland.
Is he black?
He's not. No.
Oh.
He's not black.
Do black people live in Scotland? I know this is ignorant American
shit. They do. Come
on. Black people know. There's black people there now.
Yeah.
Really?
Like literally. Let me break it down for you, Tony. Everywhere in England has got black people there now. But we're just not the majority there. But we're everywhere now. Everywhere. So we're just not mainstream. But I'll tell you this, if you go and look, if you type in UK, just type in UK drill on YouTube and just watch one of these videos, just turn the sound off. You don't need to listen to it. But just watch the video and you'll kind of see what the environment is really like around where I'm from.
Okay. No, I get that. I understand that. But now, because I'm just saying, as far as locations go, I always think y'all live in like one area. I ain't gonna cap. Like I always think it's one place that these people be at, but that's not the case.
Like, you know what it is about London? Yeah. What London will do is this. Yeah. London will make a big housing estate, what you lot call a project, and then they'll put some private houses right across the street where the rich people live. So we'll live in the same area. So it's a bit mad. Like a rich man could live across the road from a killer, and we wouldn't even know. And then the killer wouldn't even know he's rich. They just walk in, they go to the same shop. You alright, mate? Yeah, how you doing, mate? And everything's just normal.
Oh shit.
That's London.
Damn. Okay. I got you. I mean, I think yeah, like that we need to learn more about that scene, man. We need to learn more about it. I mean, I get that on the hip hop side, you see collaborations and stuff like that. I keep thinking about that ASAP Rocky video that he did with Skepta. That was dope. Like just showing like Harlem and London and stuff, and it's like, you know, it's dope. But I think just more of that, like we just need to see more of that. I feel like, and then for you guys, like what's the best way for us to get in tune with y'all over on the state side? Like how do we best support y'all? I mean, obviously you want the retweets and shit like that, but how do we support what y'all got going on? You know what I mean?
Listen, you can follow me on everything, Rivers_LR or RiversLR on Instagram, Facebook, or the whole shebang, Twitter. It doesn't matter. Like, and whoever you see me like atting and commenting on, most of the time they're like a fellow artist or a fellow battle rapper from the scene, innit? So just follow them too, innit? Like I always show love to all of my peers, innit? So most of the time you'll see, you know, things to do with me and other people, me reposting other. So I'm always trying to be an ambassador for the other coming up. So if you follow me, you'll get to see what's going on. There's no shade of it. I'm trying to push everybody that's in the same struggle as me.
Okay. No doubt, man. This is dope, man. This is it's definitely stuff that we need to kind of like it's eye opening, you know what I'm saying? Because we never get that experience from your side and things like that, like as far as how things are and shit. And I know it's a different scene and all that too, but yo, it's still hip hop. Like we still want to hear what's going on. You feel what I'm saying?
No, it is. Sometimes I think with us, what the problem is on our side is because for a little while we never really felt accepted by people in the UK scene. We kind of just pushed back on that, social media and that. But it's like by doing that, we forgot that overall, this is part of hip hop. It's part of a global scene, and we can't disconnect ourselves from it. So we'll see a lot more art coming up now, trying to be involved and jumping on certain platforms, and they'll shout you out and they'll say, yo, I'm from South London, I'm from Manchester, I'm from whatever. Just let them know that you see them, and you get me. That's it. We're here. Understand?
No doubt.
Yeah, all of streams and all of that.
Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Yo, shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the people that's here too. Tom, Battle Rap Resume.
Yeah. I mean, finally, Tony, check out. I did an episode with Rivers. You know what was so crazy? I just Googled Battle Rap Resume Rivers. Weirdly enough, today's the 20th of December. Our episode came out on the 20th of December, 2016.
And I had spoken to you since the 20th of December as well. Look at that. Ain't that strange?
That's really weird. 4 years ago.
That's crazy.
That's weird. That's really weird. I was like, how the fuck 20th? So go check that out.
Yeah.
Go subscribe to the channel.
Hey, Tom, we got to do another one, Tom, man.
We got to catch up, actually. Yeah, because I was looking. The last battle we spoke about on that episode was you and Fura versus Tony D and Locksmith, and I'm like, fuck. There's so many battles we got to get into. So we'll defo do that, man.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
absolutely,
dope, man.
absolutely.
That's dope.
Anytime you want me back, let me know, man. I'm here.
Oh yeah. We gotta.
I need to with Rivers and everyone else, just encourage you, Tone. Get the UK guys on, man.
Oh yeah. Listen, we 2021. We reaching out to everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah, especially when things open up in the summer. I think summer's gonna be crazy this year worldwide. I think it's gonna be dope. So yeah, we definitely gonna be in contact, man. It's real ones out there too, man. It's gangsters everywhere. Like Rex say, it's real talk everywhere. So we representing that. That's what we stand on, man. So salute to y'all brothers, cause I know it's tough. I know y'all under a different set of circumstances, but music, good videos, producers, all that stuff, tag us in it. Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely follow each other, and I'll make sure that the people that rock with us also have your contact information as well. Oh, before you go, Rivers, before you dip out of here, I need to know musically. What are you listening to musically? What's up, man?
I'm not going to lie to you, yeah. Right now, the thing that makes me want to break all the furniture in my house is RJ Payne. That's all I'll say. RJ Payne. In my house, and this is what I need. I'm from that kind of era where I need it to be like that. I need Ransom. I need RJ
Ransom. Yeah. Talk that.
I need a rapper. I need a rapper. So that's what I'm listening to right now. RJ Payne. I mean, there's a few other things. Alternatively, Toby Inigwe. I don't know how to pronounce it, but there's a few different artists that I'm listening to. But RJ Payne, right now.
Okay, no doubt. See, I think I always feel like especially London, England, and all that. UK, y'all like the bars more than all of that. You know what I mean? Y'all very bar conscious types of people. But what about the Young Dolph and Gunna and stuff like that? Roddy
listen, don't get me twisted. I like to change my attire and get a bit lit too. You know, I don't mind little Young Dolph, little Gunna. I don't mind. I listen to there's a lot of trap music that I'd rather listen to than certain hard-hitting intellectual shit, depending on my mood, depending on how I feel at the time.
Right.
But more time, me personally, I'm a lyricist. I want to hear words. I want to imagine. I want to see things.
Yeah.
That's more the kind of that's background music to me. I'll play that while I'm doing the laundry, getting ready or something like this. But that's not something I want to meditate over and listen. So I need a bit more positive vibrations than that.
So so if you walking in the hood and in South London, you walking down the street, you know what I'm saying, you going to the store, okay, cool. Now musically, is it something here that y'all just don't get into, that's big here that y'all don't rock with, or a genre of hip hop or whatever that y'all just nah, that's trash, or is it everything, is there artists here that are kind of okay? So because this is tough, because I don't know how much you guys know American music. I always try to see what over there is hot that's not over here, and vice versa. What do y'all not usually rock with? You know what I'm saying? As far as you, the things that you don't like that we kind of have.
So this is the best way I could put it. I feel like now in the UK, there's a new younger generation that they only ever listen to UK music when it's, because for a lot of time when I was young, there was no UK music. I grew up on hip hop, like the 90s and all that, early thousands, whatever, innit? There's a generation that grew up where we had kind of big UK artists at the time, 1 or 2, maybe 3, and they was listening to them, and now they've grown up and they're artists, so they've never actually grown up listening to, they don't know who Big L is, they don't know who Big Pun is, they don't know, there's a big disconnect with them in terms of what they know of as hip hop. You gotta imagine, these kids here, you'll say, what's old school hip hop to you? They'll be 50 Cent. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, we low key got the same issue here, but still, So it's interesting, but they've grown up just listening to UK based artists, though. You said Mostly, like that's
kind
mostly
of because our media still heavily pushes US artists. You know what I mean? Still heavy. So we can't escape US artists through radio. We could just put the radio on. We're still gonna hear like Lady Gaga. We're still gonna hear like whoever's big right now with the most popping tune at the moment. So it's kind of a thing where US culture will always be ingrained into media. That's one thing. US culture has planted its flag into all media worldwide. You have to do it in US style, otherwise it's not gonna work. Like you lot have created a formula for media, down to how you present your news readers, down to how you push an album out, how you put your artists together and all of that. So there's no escaping it. But I just think now the UK artists are trying to support themselves a bit more than they was, because back in the day nobody wanted to hear a UK artist, and now there's like a drive to push and support every UK artist, even if they're not the best. We're just gonna push and support them. If they're working hard, we're behind them 100%.
Right.
So that's what the young. So they'll still hear Drake and respect Drake, but again, it's gonna be Drake's era of artists that they're more aware of. You can't really go too far past that. They probably think that Noriega is just a guy that's got a show called Drink Champ. You understand? they don't actually know that he's got a whole history behind him.
Man. That's actually sad and dope that Nori can like have, you know, his name still rings a bell for that generation, but not for music, but just being for like a hell of a podcaster. But he's definitely a multi-platinum artist. Before a lot of them was born, like if you like 19 now, he already went platinum by the time he was, you know what I mean, like off the porch. So anyway, Rivers, yo, salute, man. We definitely gonna get back together and everything like that, and talk and all of that, man, because I'm interested in the scene, interested in what you guys see, what's going on, how we can support the cards, the pay-per-views, all of that, man. We want to support over here. So all right.
Listen, look out for my new movement. It's called Hustle Tier, #Hustle Tier. What we're doing now is, you see, like I had this problem in the country where people didn't want to battle me. They was ducking the pen. So I said, all right, cool. Since you lot are ducking the pen, you're making excuses. We're putting up 500 UK pounds. You know, the winner walks away with 1,000 UK pounds, and that's how we're doing it. So I'm using your platform to say that it's still up and going. I don't care where you're from. You could be from the US. If you want to fly over and do it, let's do it. To my bars, you think I'm not that good? That's even more of a reason for you to come get your money. Come on, let's do it. Hustle Tier. Let them know, Tony, bro.
Talk about it. You heard the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Salute Rivers. Appreciate it, bro. Issuing the challenge before he does. See, that's battle rap right there. That's the essence right there. You know what I mean? But stay.
Cloth, man. Just because I'm from UK don't mean I'm not from that cloth. I was literally sitting here. I grew up to Doggy Style, Snoop, and all of that, and everything else, and the whole shebang. The 90s, yeah, man. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Talk that shit then. Hey, Rivers, man. We definitely gonna get up. Hey, you be safe out there though. All right.
100%, brother. Same to you, my brother. Thank you for having me on.
No doubt, man. It's my honor, pleasure. Peace. Tom, my man, yo, appreciate this, man. This is it's been a dope session, bro.
No, great. Always a pleasure. Always great to come on. You know, it's been too long, and we should definitely reconnect in the future as well. But no, Tom, props to you. I mean, we're recording this towards the end of the year, so happy holidays to you and yours. Are you in Rochester? I seem to think you're in there, but I know you've moved or something, haven't you? That's like your home base or something.
I'm not. I'm in Jersey right now, but I will be flying into Rochester on Tuesday. So yeah. So I'm gonna be gone for a while, and hopefully the ship remains intact. And nah. But we got content and things dropping. We'll likely have something tomorrow. But yeah, whole things, a bunch of things in store. I don't want to give anything away, but just stay tuned. So follow us, hit me up at the Black Compass, at DA Black Compass. Hit Tom up as well at Battle Rap Resume, and and all the information will be down here as well as a link to the Apex 2 pay-per-view presented by.
Support.
Definitely support that.
You know, and as I said on a previous recap that I did, if, you know, the world was open, we would have spent way more money at UK battle events, traveling there on beers, on tickets, etc. So £20, what's that? $28 or whatever. Like, go support, because there's some fantastic battles in there, like the Rivers battle we just broke down, and all the rest of them. Soul versus Shuffle, and Yunnan and Slester and. No, but Tone, again, you know, just want to say thank you. Follow us at Battle Rap Resume, subscribe to Battle Resume, check out the Rivers episode. Tone's been on the show many times. I had Polo on there and Posey as well.
Yeah.
Had some great collaborations. So hit back through the archives and salute.
Yeah, man. On behalf of both teams here, Battle Rap Resume and Black Compass Media, salute to everybody. Y'all stay safe. Wash your hands. Wash your hands and drink water. All right?
Peace. Drink more water.
More water. Whatever you drinking ain't enough. All right, I guarantee you. It's not enough.